All right, so what I just did, I showed you a video of an accident. Obviously, it's a motorcycle accident. If I told you that that was me that got hit in that accident right there, would you believe me? Because that was a pretty serious accident, if you ask me. Unfortunately, that wasn't me, because I was involved in another accident. I was on 95, and I was on my 2009 YZF R6, and I was on the off-ramp of 95 and 192. And it was raining, and I took a half a second to turn my head to let the wind take the rain off of my visor for my helmet. And in that split second of me turning my head, the last thing that I saw when turning my head back was the side of the semi-truck. And I woke up with a little lady, you know, she was older, she was looking down at me, and she was screaming, you know. So I guess that's how you could say that I knew that I was still here with us. So that's here we are with defensive driving. I showed you the motorcycle thing because as far as being a defensive driver goes, driving a motorcycle is a lot more, you have to be a lot more on your toes, so I figured, hey, you know, defensive driving is definitely the subject that I should talk to you guys about. So, first I'm gonna throw a little bit of statistics at you. According to the Census Bureau, over 2009, over 2,500 people, they lost their lives. And if you do the math, that's 7 people a day, which means that 7 people a day are dying in these accidents, not just motorcycle related. This is just all, you know, people. Florida ranked number 3 in that whole category. Out of all of the states, Florida is number 3, with 2,500 people and 7 people a day. So that means that 7 people a day, you know, 1 out of 7 people, or 7 people, it's not working out. So what's defensive driving, you ask? Defensive driving, in my opinion, is a set of skills that allows you to defend yourself against possible collisions. You know, there's a bang, the laws of the roadways, there's a whole category of things that you can do as far as defensive driving goes. If you have to second guess yourself in any situation that you're driving, you should probably go with your intuition, because chances are it was right. Always pay attention to what you're doing. That's just the main thing behind driving in any situation, really. So then we're going to flip it. What's driving defensively? I say always be 2 steps ahead of everything you go. I ride a motorcycle, so like I said, you've heard. I like to see two car lengths ahead of me, you know, or say 100 yards out, there's two cars pulling out. I'm already thinking about what they're doing, where they're going, what they're doing, where they're gonna go. I'm possibly thinking about what they're gonna do, you know, as far as where they're gonna turn towards me, if they're gonna turn out, just because I've noticed that if you don't pay attention, then you will end up just like I did. Now we're gonna go to road rage, because road rage seems to be a big thing on these roads now. For me, road rage really wasn't, I've never really screamed at my steering wheel, screamed at somebody else. I mean, we can all say that we've had these crazy thoughts in our heads, you know, get out of the way, get out of the way. But it's just, it amounts to bigger problems on the roadways. According to the AAA Foundation for Traffic and Safety, more than 2/3 of Americans, and 67% say that aggressive drivers are so much more now a bigger problem than they were 3 years ago. And I know that's in 2011, I believe, is when they had that statistic, but you know, it's 2015 now. It can only have gotten worse. It can't get better, because people are getting crazier and crazier. When I run into an aggressive driver, I decide I steer clear of it. Like I said, I showed you before, just steer clear of it. There's no real reason to get confrontational with somebody that's in your face. That just wants to harm you, pretty much. For the DMV, 2013, 15 million licensed drivers were involved in an accident. That's over, and I did the math again, that's over 42,000. About 42,000 people a day getting in accidents. I know that's kind of hard to fathom how many people that is, and as far as states goes, but that's a lot. So it's a lot of accidents. You guys go around every day, you see somebody in a fender bender, somebody in everything, and that's what this statistic is. And this is just licensed people. We're not talking about people that are uninsured or unlicensed. people that are driving illegally, usually the people road raging. I think there's a little bit more information from the National Highway Traffic Safety Advisor. From 2007 to 2011, a 148% increase in road rage-related accidents. In that same period, 168 increase of the deaths. So basically, 168, so 21% was people that were dying in these road rage accidents. And that's a big input as far as the numbers go from when I was researching it back. I wish I would have put it up there now that I'm talking about it. What I have to say mostly about the whole driving defensively, road rage, just steering clear of everything, being constantly aware of everything that's on the roadways in front of you. Because if you don't pay attention, your life's at stake. And your life should be the most important thing to you that you hold, because there is no monetary value. I had to go through the whole process of obtaining a lawyer and seeking legal means of, getting my property replaced and damages. And I didn't end up, too banged up, but I definitely, it's still in my mind. I decided to jump back on a motorcycle about 3 years after getting into an accident, because I didn't want it to define who I was. And if something as serious as a crash can hinder me from doing something as simple and enjoyable as riding a motorcycle, then I wouldn't be anywhere. So that's pretty much what we're gonna have to end.